Have you ever watched an English video and thought, yes, I understand this, but when someone asks you a simple question in English, your mind suddenly becomes empty? You know the words, you understand the sentence, you studied grammar, maybe you even watched hundreds of English videos, but when it is time to speak, nothing comes out. If this happens to you, don't worry, you are not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common problems for English learners. Today, we will talk about a simple but powerful truth. Understanding English and speaking English are not the same skill. Let me say that again. Understanding English and speaking English are not the same skill. You may understand English because your brain can recognize words. But speaking English means your brain must quickly choose words, arrange them, pronounce them, and say them with confidence. That is a different kind of practice. Think about learning to drive a car. Imagine you watch driving videos every day. You know where the brake is. You know where the steering wheel is. You know the traffic rules. But if you never sit in the driver's seat, will you become a confident driver? Of course not. Because driving is not only knowledge, driving is action. English is the same. Watching videos is useful. Reading books is useful. Learning grammar is useful. But speaking needs action. Now, let me tell you a small story. There was a student named Sarah. Sarah studied English for 3 years. She knew many words. She could understand English movies with subtitles. She could read simple articles. But whenever she joined a meeting, she stayed silent. Not because she had nothing to say, but because she was afraid. She thought, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh? What if my pronunciation is bad? So she waited. She waited for the perfect sentence. She waited for perfect grammar. She waited for perfect confidence. But the perfect moment never came. One day, her teacher told her something very simple. Sarah, don't try to speak perfect English. Try to speak useful English. That sentence changed her thinking. Useful English is not perfect. Useful English helps you communicate. For example, instead of staying silent, Sarah started using small sentences like, I think so. I'm not sure. Can you repeat that? Let me try. I need a little time. These sentences were simple, but they helped her start speaking. And this is the first lesson for you today. Don't wait for perfect English. Start with useful English. Now, let's practice together. Listen and repeat after me. I'm not sure, but I'll try. Again. I'm not sure, but I'll try. One more time slowly. I'm not sure, but I'll try. This sentence is powerful. Why? Because it gives you permission to speak even when you are not perfect. You are telling yourself, I may make a mistake, but I am brave enough to try. Now, let's talk about the second reason why you understand English but can't speak. You don't have enough speaking memory. What does that mean? Your brain needs ready-made sentences. Many learners try to build every sentence from zero. They think about grammar. They think about tense. They think about word order. They think about pronunciation. And while they are thinking, the conversation moves on. Native speakers do not create every sentence from zero. They use common sentence patterns again and again. For example, I want to. I need to. I'm trying to. I don't know how to. Can you help me with? The problem is, What I mean is, these are not difficult sentences, but they are very useful. If you remember sentence patterns, speaking becomes easier. Let's practice a few. Repeat after me. I want to improve my English. I'm trying to speak more confidently. The problem is, I feel nervous. What I mean is, I need more practice. Good. Now imagine you use these sentences every day. After some time, your brain will not need to translate. Your brain will remember the full sentence automatically. That is how fluency begins. Not from difficult words, not from perfect grammar, but from repeated, useful sentences. Now let's talk about the third reason. You are listening too passively. Passive listening means you hear English, but you don't do anything with it. Maybe you play an English podcast while cooking. Maybe you watch a video while scrolling your phone. Maybe you listen, but your mouth stays silent. This is okay for general exposure, but if you want to speak better, you need active listening. Active listening means you listen and respond. Here is a simple method. Step 1. Listen to one sentence. Step 2. Pause the audio. Step 3. Repeat the sentence. Step 4. Copy the tone. Step 5. Use the sentence with your own idea. Let's try it now. Listen. I want to speak English without fear. Now repeat. I want to speak English without fear. Now change it with your own idea. You can say, I want to speak English at work, or I want to speak English with customers, or I want to speak English in interviews. This is how you turn listening into speaking. You don't only listen. You train your mouth. You train your ears. You train your brain. Now I want to share one important idea with you. Confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes after speaking. Many learners think, when I become confident, I will speak. But actually, it works the other way. When you speak, even a little, you build confidence. A small sentence builds small confidence. Small confidence creates more speaking. More speaking creates better fluency. It is like building a wall. One brick is small, but many small bricks can build a strong wall. In the same way, one sentence may feel small, but one sentence every day can build your English confidence. So here is your 7-day challenge. For the next 7 days, choose one useful English sentence every day. Day 1. I'm not sure, but I'll try. Day 2. Can you explain that again? Day 3. I need a little more time. Day 4. That sounds interesting. Day 5. I agree with you. Day 6. I have a different opinion. Day 7. Let me think about it. Don't just read these sentences. Listen to them. Repeat them. Record your voice. Compare your voice with the original. Then say the sentence again. This is simple practice, but simple practice done every day can change your English. Now, before we finish, remember this. You don't need to speak like a native speaker to communicate well. You need clear English. You need useful sentences. You need daily practice. And most importantly, you need courage. Your English does not have to be perfect today. It only needs to be better than yesterday. So the next time your mind becomes empty, don't panic. Take a breath. Use a simple sentence. Say, I'm not sure, but I'll try. Because every confident English speaker was once a nervous beginner. The difference is simple. They continued. and you can continue too. Thank you for listening to this English podcast. Now write this sentence in your notebook. I don't need perfect English. I need practice English. Listen again tomorrow. Repeat again tomorrow. Improve again tomorrow. Because 1 minute, 1 sentence, and 1 small habit can slowly change your English.